Hey Mordred, have I ever played Enclave Reborn? I did very, very briefly. I haven't spent much time on it though, I must admit. I was always more interested in some of the other factions. I'm curious, why haven't I queued up any new factories? Noticed you have many open slots. I haven't queued up more factories because I am very busy trying to build up my defences because I know that the Legion's coming for us soon. And they're a bit big. And the only way that we're really going to be able to fight against them is defensively. So once I've got probably 2 more layers of forts set up on this line, then I'll be switching back to production. For example, we are already queuing up power plants, which we'll need to maintain our air force. So give you another minute or so faceless into chat if you would like a copy of Europa Universalis 1. Combined forces of your factions quite strong too. They might be. We shall see. They'll be even stronger fighting from outposts. Because the thing that the Legion has is massive amounts of manpower. So if we can really get ourselves dug in and entrenched and then just have them throw manpower at us, brilliant. EU2 is free on Good Old Games. EU4 is also free on Steam. So today is a day where there's going to be lots of Europa Universalis going on. Okay, I am going to roll it. Fessi Rinyu. Congratulations. If you could send me a message... Oh, that'll do. Yep, that'll do. Then I can send you a copy of E1. Whisper... Oh, I can't whisper via that. I can whisper via this. There you go. You should be able to follow that link and then you will get your copy of Europa Universalis 1. So congratulations. Never won a giveaway before. I get that an awful lot. Whenever we do a giveaway, it's almost always like, oh, I've never won one of these. It's a good feeling. At least I imagine it would be, because I've never won one either. I've hosted them, I've never won one. Broken Coast declared we're on the dredgers, so we're going to have a pretty comprehensive Broken Coast up here. Oh! The Brotherhood must have done it. That might have screwed us. We'll check in a minute. We got achievements. And also our own song. So we have a new focus tree. However, has that locked me out of... Ah, so we have switched. Interesting. So we have switched from the mercenary conscription law. We're now on funded militias, which gives us a heck of a lot more. Also, we have more manpower because we control more of Texas. Now, does this mean that we have... No, we still have the economic union. Unity of Texas will join us soon enough. I was wondering if we were going to have the policies from the Brotherhood, seeing as we are technically the Brotherhood. But I don't think so. I think that this is actually Lone Star. No, Lone Star is not going to join us until they've done the focus. They have a focus down here. Ironmongers. All core land of the Ironmongers is owned by Unity. They're subject to all their allies. We are allied to them. However, I have a feeling that some of the Ironmonger's land is owned by Ejecito, so we're gonna have to go after Ejecito Mexicano. Meanwhile, Talocan has died, so we can do that safely. And I'm going to have to reorganize all of my armies too. Oh, that would have meant that I had never lost the mercenaries. We still got them. More manpower, that'll stick around for a while, I'm sure. Did that auto-core everything? No. No, it did not. And in fact, coring probably just got more expensive because we're a lot bigger now. Yep, it did. Pecos I'm less interested in, but getting the Unity into us would be really good, because Unity is really industrial. We would also... Oh, damn it, we lost the Lanius' coming focuses. Yeah, that has screwed us over. And we never got the free ships. I guess the Brotherhood just got tired of waiting. It's because we went for prosperity. We should never have gone for prosperity. Although, speaking of prosperity, I think I now have 2 centers of trade, don't I? No, we still only have Lone Star. Houston and the Cannery are not owned by us. Houston's there and the Cannery's down there. Where's the Cannery again? Bayo Motors. Right, well. I don't think there's any point my finishing... We got their tech tree, not ours. Damn, they went flamers. They don't have anything in the APCs. We'd completed the doctrine. They haven't even started. They went power armor. And this is actually really bad for us. They have none of the Air Force. Oh, I see. They don't use that anymore. So we're actually civilized in everything except robotics, which shouldn't be true. We were advanced in every... Sorry, we were civilized in everything. Advanced in industry. We lost that. And we got power armor, which I frankly don't care about. Yeah, I think I have to, especially as many of those focuses did nothing. Well, that's a bit of a wibble. Yeah, because we did do a bunch of focuses which were just a waste. For example, Lone Star Prosper, and there are a couple of others around. And yes, I would much rather form this myself, so I'm just going to automatically go through these. Unfortunately, that does mean that Lanius Approaches is going to be a bit wasted, but... damn it. Provisional statehood here. So apparently the Texas Brotherhood has an easier time of forming Texas than Lone Star, which really surprises me. They need less total focuses to do it than we do, because they have done literally every single focus in their tree, whereas we haven't. We were still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. Yeah. How far through this video are we? Because I'd like to give them a stamp so they can see it for themselves. Tag switch to them and complete mine. I can just complete mine. We'll beat them to it. So this is 111 in. So it's probably from about 1-7, 1-8. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily not working as intended, because if you form it as the Brotherhood, then this is what should happen. The problem is that the Brotherhood has an easier time forming the Provisional Government of Texas than Lone Star. And I think therein lies the problem. I'm trying to remember, did we ever go without any focus? I have a feeling we may have, which is what might have been throwing that calculation. No, I can't imagine that we... Yes, we did. Before we got Victory of the Greater Good. During the Civil War. Because my guess is they've probably worked it out on spreadsheets. Like, that's how I used to do my design. So the time it takes in terms of focuses done is probably the same or near enough the same. But they didn't factor in the fact that you can't actually progress down your focus tree while the Civil War's going. Two pairs are a puppet of Brotherhood of Steel. If you can't annex them peacefully, it's fair to a console annex them too. Noted. Okay, so we need to go to focus.autocomplete. Then we need to say, I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. I want that one. And then I want that one. NF Texas.500D. And actually it's not 111, it's a little bit before that. Play OWB Dev Team Yellow Rose of Texas. We will form the Provisional Republic of Texas, gaining a new focus tree. The new Texan states will inherit all generals, field marshals, admirals, troops, technology, and most national spirits from Lone Star and the Texan Brotherhood, if they are still part of the Texan Economic Union. We'll then have an opportunity to continue the policies of each nation and decide on the future of the Republic. We still lose all stockpiles. But we should still have our tech tree in this case. No, we don't. We switch to theirs. Oh, man. $400 days-ish on that. Goodness knows how far behind on Doctrine. Probably about 4 years. As much on aircraft. Industry-wise, we've lost our access to the advanced industry. And also all of the smoke signals, diplomacy, distance. So if the Legion goes to war with anybody, then I can't arm them. Is it possible to hack stockpiles by console if you know the ID for all of the equipment, which I don't? I'm surprised it works this way. Like, why does it destroy your country and then start a new one? Surely it should just be a tag switch with an annex. Because that would give you all of their equipment too. I can wait a day, see what happens. There's the achievement. I'm going to save this. I'm then going to load the last autosave. Is that really the last one? This is what I was afraid of, is I would have overwritten the autosaves. Oh no, it hasn't yet. Okay, we're going to save this. That's going to be the last Lone Star. Wait, why do I... Okay, now I do have the stockpile. And judging by the number of APCs, this is the joint stockpiles. They have mixed those two together, I think. I mean, it's feasible that I had that many weapons, though I doubt it. No, the tech tree is still the same, because they've gone down energy weapons. I didn't. They didn't even get very far with the power armor. Well, I guess still too ahead of time. Unfortunately, they've gone with flamers, whereas I would have gone with grenades, like pretty much always. We also had better chemical healing stuff. We'd finished LMG. I mean, the ones that really bites is doctrine, vehicles, and aircraft. Industrially, they are roughly the same. They have chosen the same paths, thankfully. We had gotten all the way down to here on power plant. No, sorry, to here. Which they haven't. They've also finished the resource efficiency, which we hadn't. And also radar. I mean, to be fair, I was actually going to start working on radar soon. That's true. Yeah, we did lose all the economic people as well. There aren't even any cultural advisors. Yeah, the air tech and the doctrine is going to be what would cripple us the most. Probably the doctrine more, because that is literally 5 years of work. Reload Lone Star and just annex the Brotherhood. I mean, yeah, we could try that. That's why I made this save. Texas Brotherhood were slavers? Oops. Their secrets are coming out. Their secrets are really coming out. So now that we have already grabbed them, we should just be able to continue as we were. And you know what? I'm going to test it. We've just saved. Just make sure that I'm not doing this for no reason. Okay, that just flipped us the Republic. We got those. We did lose all of this. Research did switch, but that might have been because I didn't unpause. That might just be because that detail was still held in memory. Alright. Save again. Let's test it again. New Texan states will inherit all generals, field marshals, admirals, troops, technology, and most national spirits from Lone Star and Texan Brotherhood. See that none of the Lone Star technologies were inherited. So this was just getting the Brotherhood stuff. Nah, still gets their technology. So I think that's where things are potentially busted. I can live with the lasers. That's not a huge issue. I can live with the flamers. They haven't done any doctrine. They've already gone salvaged car. So in order to make up for some of the gains that we've made, I think I'm going to keep the vehicle tech where it is. And I'll just re-research that. Just to make up some time. One of the areas that is going to have screwed us, oh yeah, it's definitely going to have screwed us, is their specialized warfare research. Because they've gone for power armor techs, whereas I would have gone for capacity. So that's going to absolutely destroy our front lines. Because now I'm not going to be able to get as many special forces in my front line as I'd expected. Air technologies I'd probably give myself. Doctrine I'd give myself. Industry, we've gained basically 3 technologies and lost 2. That's more or less the same. Engineering, they've gained 3 but lost 4. I'd probably re-research those unless Lanius attacks, in which case I'd give them to myself. And industrial progress would have been lost, but we're a lot bigger now, so that's less of an issue. Oh, that's probably just not recalculated. Yeah, okay. Aircraft I would give myself, because I need to start those in production. Or rather, I need to maintain them in production. I mean, to be fair, I also need APCs. So actually what I would probably do for technology is give myself monoplane fighter and ground pounder. Are you able to get cores in all of real-life Texas? Probably. I would imagine that's through the focus tree.